Hello and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Total War, where Lord Dagoth, Lord of Terror, the infantryman, has not only conquered now all of Vvardenfell, kicking the Imperials out of Seyda, but, in fact, all of Northern Morrowind, except for Solsteam, and we're going to make that Northern Morrowind very soon. I guess we're going to start off by building a whole bunch of nonsense. A tavern in Mount Doom, ballistas in Belmore, a blacksmith in Hlawad, since it might be kind of close to the front line soon. Mines in Aldrune, even though the Merchant's Wharf is also pretty tempting. Ballistas in Margan. Blacksmiths in Lithanis. And in Mournhold we can upgrade the Altar of Visions that we just finished building to an Altar of Dreams. Something worth noting is that while earlier the game told us that we're technically the largest faction, I think that's only by landmass. In terms of actual territories, the number of territories, the Tamriel Empire is still the biggest, and they have just been completely even throughout the entire game. They have not changed at all, except right here towards the beginning, where they gained a territory, probably off some rebels. And that's actually really strange, since I just kicked them out of Seyda, so why is their territory not changing? Now, unfortunately, after that last assassination attempt, Dagoth has been sort of discovered here, looks like. Nerevarine the Malevolent has increased his security. We're down from 49% chance to 29%, and I'm not sure that's worth it anymore. So I'm actually going to send Dagoth up north to kind of start targeting these generals that are congregating in this area. Meanwhile, our diplomat continues his trek south towards the swamps. And, interestingly, there's a force here, a Dres force, right on my border, right on the road, that is actually within striking range of Davin's Watch. So Milan's going to have to make a little detour before he returns home here. Let's go ahead and fight them. And this is another Captain Nerevarine. They just name everyone in their faction Nerevarine, I guess, at this point, in honor of the fallen hero. Or maybe there's like some big schism going on within their house where everybody's claiming to be like Nerevarine. Maybe it's like Spartacus. I am Spartacus. It's actually not a bad force. This is one of the stronger Dres forces we've come across, to be honest. Quite a few light infantry, but some of those light infantrymen are bowmen, and we have some professional units in here as well, and they all have armor upgrades. Well, where we're seeing the true difference in forces, though, well, not only on the fact that Milan's men are all, like, super skilled, super veterans, but, Milan, in this particular instance of battle, I'm not sure what's bumping up his stats, but he has 10 stars. On the battlefield, this man's will is always realized he is a true master of warfare, whereas the opposing force is led by literally nobody. Alright, well, we've kind of deployed in as much of a hill as we can find here, and actually they're just throwing their projectiles up and over the trees. Wow, what crack shots they are. That is so cheaty. Anyways, where is their captain here? Where is Captain Nerevarine? Is this his unit here? I assume this is his unit, and one of these guys is probably him, but he's just so bog standard that I can't even tell him apart from the standard infantry. It's like Lily's... Oh, they're starting to run. They're just getting annihilated. Anyways, it's like Lil Billie's first campaign here. So it's like Lil Billie's mom told him he could be anything he wanted, so he joined the army and became the Nerevarine with 0 command stars. So they're starting to get a little bit close here. There we are. They've entered detention in the Forbidden Forest here. All right, and they are just starting to emerge from the tree line here, and I think they're actually going to stop and try to skirmish again, or it could be just the archers that have stopped because they're within range. But in come the arrows. So I'm actually going to go ahead and charge forward here. I see no reason to actually hold back. Move everyone forward and just leave our general's unit back in reserves. And we will see how this plays out. I'm just going to have the lines just kind of clash together here. You attack the outside, you attack them, and actually the general can go ahead and we can complete the wall there. And these guys are actually going to be the reserves coming around the side. Is there anybody? Actually, they've moved all their forces to that side, so I can now move these guys around to the back and just pull off a flanking maneuver. Interesting. You can actually go ahead and do that. I only need 1 unit to go around and flank, and is this... Oh, they're missile units. Okay, the missile units are right there. May as well just kind of chase them off in the process while I'm going around behind them. But where is Lil Billie's unit? Where did Lil Billie disappear to? Is he in the fray? Lil Billie... Ooh, getting a little bit ahead of himself here. I believe that's what's happened, and now they've all just run away. Oh, what a shame. Actually, I think, judging by the shape of the flag, this is Lil Billie's unit here, so Lil Billie is in peril. Wait, hold on, we have to continue the battle. You guys, stop firing for the moment. I don't need them for the moment. Where is Lil Billie? I can't tell. He looks like everyone else, but he hasn't fallen yet. He might still escape to live and fight another day. Yes, Lil Billie the Nerevarine escaped, but we did win a heroic victory against his forces, and he may, hesitate before stepping into the battlefield the next time.
But my lord, what will you gain?
Alright, now, finally... Oh, uh-oh. Dagoth Milan now shares Dagoth Ur's title, the Infantryman. Relations worsen. Is it one of these? Oh no, I accidentally right-clicked the trade increase. Rip. Anyways, Milan is now a great commander. And he actually has Bold Attacker, which is +1 morale for all troops on the battlefield, period, and +1 command when attacking. Actually, I'm not quite sure with the way this is wording, whether that +1 morale for all troops is just permanent at all times, or whether both of those conditions only apply when you're attacking. No clue. Anyways, he now gets to kind of return home, or at least start trying to return home. And these guys can actually come to reinforce the base. Meanwhile, up in the north, Garrus continues his march up towards Nisus. And I start loading all of these priests up one by one into the ships. And I think I'm actually going to move all of these professional units, these Dreamer Swordsmen, down into the ships as well. And probably some from here also. He's going to get out slowly. Oh, I hit the spacebar. Oh, and we have even more people over here in Vivec, so why not? I can send... Will spearmen be useful? You never know. It can't hurt to have some unit variety. I'll send them some spearmen. Since Vivec can actually train more. And why not do that immediately? Do I need another general? I'll probably need it sooner rather than later, so go ahead and train that as well. So we have everyone loaded up in this fleet, a whole bunch of agents and a whole bunch of soldiers, and we're going to kind of move down here, deposit the agents, the priests, all along this coast to start messing with the Hlalu religion, and then deposit the troops somewhere down here to join up with Dagoth Milan in his fort, and then we're going to launch the campaign against the Hlalu with Milan at the head. Oh, let's not forget to train our assassins on our expendable Argonian army here. Nothing for him. And what about Ivrin? Ooh, he got something. Awesome. And it is just that easy to train professional assassins, I suppose. Strangely, I see that this town is controlled by the Imperials, but there seems to be another Hlalu territory somewhere in between us and them, so I'd like to kind of send a spy or a diplomat or something over here to just check out that situation, and to make sure that when I start taking these Hlalu territory, I don't have to worry about the Imperials just romping in. And this guy is just sitting around with nothing to do. Perfect. He can start heading over in this direction towards that city. We can see, recorded in the annals of history, Little Billie's first and last battle. Ooh, there's a large dress force heading up towards us. That's a little bit scary. After I check these out, that's the first thing I'm going to see. Actually, let's just pan down here really quick. That is yet another Kumi Numus. I'm pretty sure we've killed Kumi Numus before. It's just a bunch of militia. That's fine. It's still a little bit worrying, though. And they are within range of Davin's Watch. And I don't have much forces in there. And I don't know if he can actually take them out with those numbers that he has right now. I don't want to risk Milan in that kind of a fight. What I could do is just kind of skirmish them. Just kind of cheese them with the ash spawn for a little while and then retreat when they get close. But I don't know whether that risks actually losing people. I'm not sure what the mechanics of this game are. I may have to wait until this ship comes down and actually carries some soldiers to them. And actually, I might have to have it come down here. I think I know what I have to do. Does this place have walls? That's the first thing I need to check. Yes, apparently Davin's Watch has stone walls. Excellent. That means that, assuming that they can't possibly have any artillery yet, because if they did, their movement range wouldn't be so long. So they're going to have to siege Davin's Watch for one turn. Alternatively, I could leave. I think I'm going to leave this force here as just kind of a little bit of a bait. If they can draw this major force to them instead of having them march on Davin's Watch, that would be wonderful, because that would leave us one more turn. But for the time being, what I have to do is take this army, this professional army with all these Dreamer Swordsmen. I have to dump them off on the coast right here on my way down to drop the priests off, and they're going to have to get over here to Davin's Watch to support Dagoth Milan, and he's just going to have to get right back here into there and start defending the city. I mean, an alternative course of action would be for them to attack Mournhold, but I'm not really scared of that because I don't think they stand a chance against all this. Meanwhile, East Felmis gets a brothel. Vivec gets... Armor Factory might be pretty cool. because that's one of the few places that I can train professional troops, but I'm just going to build a port first. Armory can come a little bit later. Proloris gets a blacksmith. Necrom, which is just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. That's just a pure trade port, so that's going to get a merchant's wharf. Or it could get a market. One or the other. It doesn't really matter which one goes up first. The market costs less, so let's throw that up first. Ebonheart Castle will get a blacksmith. In faction news, Dagoth Uthol, I believe that's the Lord of Pelagiad, gets a guard dog. And Dagoth Gilvoth the Honest, I'm not sure who that guy is, becomes a money counter. That would explain it. I don't know who he is because he's just some random governor in a city somewhere. But that's actually quite a good bonus. +5 on all trade income, +10 bonus on tax income. That's quite a nice buff. And he is actually in Balmora, which is a nice place for him to be, I believe. That's a nice, well-developed town. So he's going to be generating quite a bit of revenue there. Alright, time to manage the cavalry. First things first, before I even manage the priests, first priority is to get these troops on the ground. So, send them right there. Yes, and now I need the army, all of them, on their way to Davin's Watch. Excellent. And then actually I can go ahead here as well. And perhaps, how many do I want here? I'm going to want a few to the north. How many do I have? Okay, so I think I want, what, like 3 here? Ah, heck, let's give them 4. We're feeling generous today. Well, I also have a diplomat right here, so I just dropped off another diplomat right next to him. I think all my diplomats can start heading north from that point, since I have another diplomat heading to the southern part of that mountain range, and this place is about to be conquered by a force of arms. And this is actually the turn, I believe, that Dagoth Gariz takes out this final Imperial fort, so he's going to march right up there for the time being. We're going to combine all of these forces with him. I guess he might as well take these guys as well, because why not? And then he will march. He will march on this Imperial fort, and these are the very last of the Imperials in the entire of Vvardenfell, and I believe in the entirety of Morrowind, period. Except for northern Morrowind. Oh, what a buzzkill. I need rams. Okay, well, guess it'll be next turn. In other news, this northern reaches of the Drez territory has now finally reached 50% cult of Dagoth and it's just going to continue to rise with our priest wall encroaching further and further into their territory. In fact, we don't even need to go. Like, this spot right on their border is such a hot spot at this point for people to just come out and take vacations and listen to our preachers preach. And what can our assassin, Gilvoth, do around this spot? We have a 4-star here. He's the only one I see. What chance do I have? 95% chance at this dude. Maybe I should take him first and then aim for this guy the next turn. He's actually more loyal as well. Yeah, I'm going to take the 95% chance. And it was a success, so that guy goes down. And he gets another trait increase. This guy gets so many trait increases. He's probably like... He was full so long ago. But at this point, he must be at like 15 or 16 subterfuge. And next turn, assuming nothing changes, he's going to go after this dude, the 4-star general. So our spies, I haven't really been training them at all. I don't know if they would just get training from being randomly around, but I have a 77% chance at like everything. So I guess I may as well take that. Alright, we do succeed and he gets a trait increase. So we get a nice look at this guy and his bodyguard. He's actually a little bit more decent than he might look at first glance, except for his loyalty. He has mixed loyalties, which is -2 to loyalty, and he also feels unappreciated, so he has -3 total to loyalty. I could probably go down and bribe him if I really wanted to, but I don't really feel the need. See, the one really good thing about being able to assassinate these people is that their general's bodyguards are just really strong, 2 hit points. So it's like with one assassin, 50% chance you can take out one of these units and never have to deal with them. Oh, and leveling them up actually increases their line of sight, which is nice. The spies, I mean. So in that case, I guess I might as well start actually training these spies. He has a 95% chance to infiltrate this city, so why not, right? And I would assume that having a spy inside the city actually increases our chances to assassinate, so next turn, can I actually check percentages here? Because next turn I'd like to see how big of a chance I have to assassinate their faction leader while I have a spy in the town. Oh, here we go. It's a 33% chance, 1 in 3. That might be worth taking to take out someone like this with 10 authority. If we could take him out, there's a very real possibility that if the next faction leader is, like, terrible, only like 3 or 4 authority, that the faction could just collapse. I'm not really sure how rebels work in this mod, but if it works the same as in like normal Rome Total War, that might be quite bad for them, especially with me spreading religion all over this place. Well, the Hlalu are actually pulling away from their front lines, and if they're going to continue to do so, that's going to make the early stages of our conquest of their territory pretty easy. Well, Dagoth Vemin the Honorable offers us a candidate for adoption, but honestly this guy sucks. He's not really very good commanding. He kind of understands the basic chain of command, and that's it. Strangely, the Honorable Dagoth Vemin, his candidate for adoption is dreadful. It's not honorable at all. His loyalty is awful, and he has disloyal, which is terrible. +1 chivalry, yet he's still dreadful. I don't know what this guy is trying to be. I mean, we do need commanders with our rapid expansion, but we do not need this guy, sorry. And, ooh, what's this? Guild available, Morad Tong. This is going to be Assassin's Guild, right? I believe it is. Anyways, in Caldera. I don't remember, where's Caldera? Right, over here. The one that we were just started to expand. Yeah, I mean, why not? Whenever the Morag Tong offers to make a place for you, may as well, although I don't really see myself training too many assassins here. But, I mean, eventually when this place becomes a front line, maybe that could be a convenient place, close enough to Skyrim. So yeah, sure, let's build it, why not? Nisus actually finishes training its cog, which means I can start loading these priests in and throwing them all way up here in Solsteam, and maybe some up here in the northern Hlalu territories as well, that my priests down south can't quite reach. Meanwhile, Caldera has grown and I have a ton more options. Let's start with mines. Would have probably been a little bit nice to have paved roads earlier. I'll probably build those next just for ease of movement throughout this territory. If anyone gets recruited in here, any good generals, I can move them out more easily. But for now, I want that income first. Ebonheart can have a merchant's wharf. Nisus gets a brothel. Davin's Watch being my current front line, and since I'm not 100% sure how the conquest is going to go, even though I'm pretty sure it will be easy for the first few steps of it, that can get a militia drill square going. Taldaic Fortress, one of the big shortcomings I've noticed on this line is that I do not have quality infantry trainables, so I'm just going to go ahead and create a city's watch there as well. And Pelagiad has actually completed the construction to the best of its ability, so it's fully developed at this point. Oh right, Seydanine can build its Ultra Visions. But yes, Devon's Watch has kind of come under attack here. First things first, I'm going to reinforce the city with a bunch of these units, and I actually can't house them all, but that's okay. I can just disband some of these guys probably. There we go. Now I got it separated into the garrison here and Milan's army. Now, first step of this turn, Milan has to drive this army off. Let's do it. Balance of power is in our favor, but hold on a second. Where is Milan? If I withdraw from battle, can I attack again this turn? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Where's Milan at? He's still in the town. That's not good. You have to kind of get in that army, please. There we go. Much better. Okay, now it's the army led by Milan against these guys. And again, why do I have these dudes in here? I did not organize the army in this way. These guys are supposed to be left home, but you know what? Whatever. It's fine for now. I'm just going to let it go. Milan's army, these Dreamer Swordsmen should be more than enough to deal with the situation for the time being. And now that I've added a few more units, this is definitely going to be our win. Anyways, let's look at their units. Quite a few ranged units, actually. That's a significant amount, more than we've faced so far from the Dres, I believe. Still, though, it's all light infantry and militiamen, so it's fine. Those archers are probably going to be lucky to even pierce the armor of our Dreamer Swordsman. So then, Captain Kumi Numis the 17th, let's get down to business. Alright. General Milan finally gets a significant force to command here. He must be proud of himself. Maybe he's feeling a little bit less unappreciated now, and he's going to make full use of it. He's going to put these expendable units, just the kind of fodder, the cannon fodder, up to the front to slow down the enemy's charge and give the Ash Spawn more time to attack them. And actually he might send some of them out to just kind of skirmish in the distance since they're so expendable. And we want to keep our casualties from these Dreamer Swordsmen, these very expensive units, down to a minimum. So let's just actually send out a little bit of a barrier. It looks like they're all coming from that direction. Yeah, so we'll just move them up like that, kind of form a wall of bodies here all around. And that should be a good start. And that should absorb a lot of the arrows. Once the skirmishers get to the front, they'll be skirmishing, firing at these guys. So that should absorb a bunch of the arrows and keep them away from them. Even though I'm not sure whether that's honestly the best idea, but I don't really want to risk any of these guys. Honestly, I suspect if they started getting hit by arrows, it would do literally nothing to them, but oh well. It does seem to be exactly what they're doing, but why are you firing at them? I commanded them to fire at other people. Anyways, their skirmishing tactics are just going to give the Ashton more time to pick off more of their main force. Okay, they're just standing there and this is boring, so I'm going to send one of these units up to just kind of try and provoke them. Alright, let's just send them valiantly charging straight into the enemy lines, because I'm probably just going to expend, or what do you call it, disband these guys afterwards anyways, once I get some more valuable units, so I guess they may as well go out in a flash of glory. And here it goes. Initial Dreamers charge. Let's see who wins between Morrowind Spear Militia and Dreamers. They actually look so similar. The only reason I can tell which are which is because the Dreamers use swords and the militiamen use shields, or rather spears. Apparently the balance of forces is evenly matched, even just with Dreamers, charging headlong into the Spear Militia. Okay, they think victory is a distinct possibility. And there we go. Okay, now defeat we're starting to lose. Probably because of all these archers firing at us. But like, whatever. Now, this is an opportunity. We still have 140 some of us left. Anyways, this is an opportunity to test whether, in fact, just these simple Dreamers are unbreakable or not. They are still eager, so I believe they are unbreakable. Even just our most simple units. Unfortunately, this has provoked no response. Actually, their units have broken. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So, Dreamers have broken one of their units. And I guess it's time to move on to the next one? Anyways, we have not actually provoked any kind of response from these guys. They're literally just standing there even as we attack some of their units. Oh hey, they've decided to come back. And it looks like the Dreamers are about to defeat a second unit. Yep, indeed. Now they're running as well. So, wow, did the Dreamers just drive off the entire army? Or chase them down, boys. And these guys just fought so savagely and vigorously that the entire army saw what happened to these poor militiamen on the side, and they just ran. All these thousands and thousands of soldiers just turned tail and ran. Yep. This is the force that I was scared of. Man, what an exciting chase. This is... Wait, why is that guy... Who is this? Is there someone breaking up here? Oh, it's one of the archers. They must have ran up to the front and got pelted a long time ago, and now they're just scared. So please tell me they're actually going to run out of the level and not just, like, camp the border, because that would be annoying. Okay, they're actually running. Good, 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 good. And don't come back! And nobody did anything except these guys. And tragically, they gained no experience. Alright, well, that's over and done with. Milan has his force. Davin's Watch has their garrison. Actually, okay, now he has his force, and he can move back up to the fort and prepare to launch his campaign. And these guys have not quite retreated far enough. They may regret that next turn. Meanwhile, the boat can come down here and deposit more priests. Oh, yeah, Milan feels appreciated now. I should hope he does, since I'm pretty sure he now leads the largest army that we have. It's just, like, strangely satisfying to deposit these agents down from the boats. I don't know what that is. There's some feeling about it. It feels like it's got an impact. Anyway, time for the ships to return to the north, and once they get over this territory line, they can drop up more priests and go home. Progress on cult conversion in this territory is going well. We're up to 62. I'm going to move my priest wall forward so that once this is finished, where is the... Alright, the cutoff is somewhere around there. So I move up to the borders here so that once conversion of this province is finished, I can quickly move on to the next ones. There we go. Priest wall advances. 54% chance to kill this guy. Take it. And he goes down. Excellent. And Gilvoth the Killer is just the hero behind the scenes here, and he's going to make it his quest next. Is there anyone else in here that he can kill? No one of value. Oh, there is somebody. Who is this guy? Oh, he's pretty good too. He might stay around one more turn and try to kill this dude, Lord Sendis the Malevolent. Let's take a look at his stuff really quick, see what he's got, and see if he's worth killing. Now, he has 0 loyalty. I think I might leave this guy allowed, or leave this guy alive. I'm not sure how this works. It would be a fun experiment to see if loyalty just transforms into authority, or whether that's a direct change. I don't think it is. He does have actively disloyal, so this guy could rebel if we take out that the king with a whole bunch of authority. So I think I'm going to leave this guy alive, just as an experiment to see how this goes, and move straight on to assassinate the king. Although he does have Dauntless, +2 morale for all troops on the battlefield. That's a little bit annoying. And just something to keep in mind if I ever am going to fight this guy. If it comes to the point where I have to come down into this place and fight this guy, it might be good to assassinate him first. And he actually has some authority traits. +1 authority, +1 authority, +2 authority. Yeah, it just keeps going. He's actually not bad. Oh yeah, he has a lot of authority. He has a lot of authority. If the king goes down and this guy becomes the new king, he might be trouble. Well, either way, I'm just going to move Dagoth right here between the two towns, so that I leave both options open to me next turn. Meanwhile, Mendros, our southern diplomat, continues his slow and tiresome trek through the swamps. He hasn't seen a single Argonian yet. Oh, but what's this? Is this an Argonian border we see? Yep, down there on the map, owned by tribes of Blackmarsh. We have officially entered Argonian territory. Man, the Druz have a lot of land down here. Now up north, the time has nearly come. Which of these assassins are most powerful? They're actually both the same. Well, you know what? I think they're good enough at this point where they can just leave. I'm going to leave those Argonian forces there. I'm going to take one assassin, put them on this shore. The other assassin, put them on Solsteam, and we're going to work from there. But it's time to move these priests all and distribute them out throughout enemy lands, just so they can start converting the populace and spreading the dreams. Alright, all loaded up, and next turn they can set out. And it is finally Garrus' moment to shine. It's time for him to take on this Imperial fort, the final one on Vvardenfell, probably in all of Morrowind. And it is Captain Protoss, build more pylons. His force is not awful, but it's not great either. Oh, this poor fort. This poor tiny fort. Okay, so I think what's going to happen here is I'm just going to keep my professional forces back and let the Dreamers take care of everything, because I'm going to disband them anyways. So there are the Imperial dogs in their shiny armor, all just cowering behind their walls. Nothing else new here. They do look so cool, though. That's so cool how they just... It's such an accurate representation, like the ones from Skyrim. And then these are the ones from Morrowind, I think. So it's like they can take the models for all their units, the inspiration, because they have so many different games to draw from. It is neat. Oh, the archers are starting to fire here. These are Legionnaire archers. I guess they're probably just firing over the walls at... Yep, at some Dreamers. And now the Rams are starting to reach the walls. Yes, I want you to take that out, please. Will you move? It is kind of turning very slowly. There's a little bit of a hill there, and they're not the strongest. So they're probably all rotted and stuff, because they worship Dagoth, or it's honorable, really. They worship Dagoth so hard that they don't have time for leg day. What is this? Is that actually a part of the wall? It looks like it with the textures. Huh, that's pretty cool. Okay, they're just never going to get this thing to the wall, and this one's going to be broken down before they're finished. Oh, they're finally making it. Oh well. Maybe the Imperials will come over here and block up this hole in the wall while they attack, and then they'll break down the wall just in time to go around, and we planned it just like that. We planned it that way from the beginning, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. They're actually not coming to defend, so we're just going to move these guys around to the side and try and encircle. Once these guys... Oh, what are they doing? They now turn... Okay, drop it. Just run in through that hole, please, since they're not even defending it. These guys are actually having issues as well. I don't know what's going on with the pathfinding here. It might be these things that are screwing things up a little bit. Well, maybe I'll run these guys around and just kind of take the gate. And maybe that'll work. Not that I actually need this gate anymore. Nah, it's just nothing's going as planned. I mean, it is going exactly as planned. And they're trying to just literally ram themselves through the gate instead of using their equipment. And Dreamers are not the smartest tools in the shed. So let's see if these two units alone can take everyone out. These are just archers. These are more archers. We're just going to sandwich the archers with these two units. Alright, there we go. So they are pouring into the archers from behind. I don't know if they can actually... Let's see if Dreamers can take on Imperial archers. It would be pretty nice if they could. I don't know. They do have them severely outnumbered. They're going to get flanked by these Imperial swordsmen, and that's going to be the end of them pretty much. But these guys can come around and get them. Actually, you know, if we get flanked, that's going to be just bad news bears. So I'm going to turn around and just actually fight the swordsmen. And maybe the archers won't shoot us in the back. So these rams are not working, so I'm just going to have them drop the siege equipment at this point and run in through the front gate. Oh, we somehow captured this gateway. What? What? Did they actually run through the gate and capture it? Well, whatever. I'll take it, I guess. Well then, I guess it's time to double team the Imperial Swordsmen. And the Dreamers are doing surprisingly well. I mean, I know their morale is infinite and everything, but they actually haven't lost all that many soldiers. I guess the Imperials just aren't that great. It's probably the Legionnaires we have to look out for. But even this unit that's up against the Legionnaires is not doing too poorly. And then our third reinforcing unit, or I guess the fourth since this was the third, is taking high ground against Legionnaire Spearmen. Legionnaire Spearmen do believe victory is certain, and they are definitely powering through us at this point. And actually, that is kind of cool to see. You just like see the weight of these Legionnaires as they just force the Dreamers back. They're forcing them back very quickly. So yeah, the Legionnaire Spearmen are definitely stronger than the normal Imperial Swordsmen, who are now being sandwiched there and killed. Do I need to do that? I guess I should just keep that going. They are taking heavy casualties though, so I think it's that they're pushing through. Both of these units are sandwiching my unit here. So, and this unit is just attacking from behind, but they don't have very high strength, so they're not doing it fast enough. Well, some reinforcements have arrived outside the gate, so that's a thing. Once one of these two units dies, we can reinforce them, and even more reinforcements over here. They can actually use some help up here immediately. So let's just go ahead and do that. These guys are a little bit more powerful. They're corporate stalkers instead of just the simple dreamers, so they'll maybe do a little bit better work. Just in case, though, in case those dreamers really aren't enough, I'm going to move up my main forces now. And they're tired. Front line is tired, so let's do a quick switcheroo, just for the fun of it, so that these guys can chill out for a bit while our fresh troops go and fight the Legionnaires. And they are tired, and defeat actually seems certain for them as well. So I'm going to pull the same stunt here. Move the corporate stalkers to the front line while the dreamers fall back. And the archers are going to move, I don't know, somewhere. This is kind of interesting. They're just kind of powering through the center. That's a cool effect. Just the unit collisions in this game are, they feel nice. They feel nice and natural and weighty. Now, with the exception of like on walls and stuff like that, that is pretty horrendous. But besides walls and like whatever was going outside the gate there, is pretty nice. And at this point, these guys are just chasing us, so I guess just fall back in that direction and sandwich them. Oh, they didn't fall for it. Oh well. Let's move some actual units to the front line, I suppose. Annoyingly, they are going to kill some of our more powerful units just with random arrow arcing over the walls. Oh, this is a path we could have taken. Wish I would have known that before. Oh yeah, all these little areas between buildings, apparently you can run between them. So those were not choke points that I was fighting over. Alright, finally making some headway here. It's pretty slow. We're just using low-quality units like this, but we're finally gotten back around to these archers to silence them, stop them picking these guys off. They do have one more unit, unfortunately, but these guys are just breaking through there now. Now the surround is starting to look pretty complete at this point. The Imperials fighting just fruitlessly against this massive horde of infected corpus. They're breaking in from all sides. And let's check. Yeah, even the Legionnaire Spearmen feel like defeat is certain at this point as the zombies pour over the hill. Oh, we have a rout. We have a rout over on this end. Which is not actually going to make that much headway because they're going to only rout for a few feet before stopping. As they reach the center, they don't have anywhere to run. And that's another rout. They're going to run away now. And the Dreamers can go after them. I'm actually going to move the Corpus around, since this unit, just this clump of units, is holding on pretty well against the Dreamers. I'm going to see if I can't run around behind them and make something happen. Unfortunately, these guys are just getting in the way. Yeah, so I might have to actually fight my way through this little crowd before I can go over there to support. Right, I think the general, is that Gareth or something like that? He wants to get in on the action. He's been waiting such a long time. He was feeling unappreciated. He wants to get in on some combat. But he better hurry because the enemy is collapsing. Yeah, these guys are holding the choke point very well, but the city square has already fallen. So I'm not sure what they're intending to do at this point. Here we go. The general is finally making it to the front, getting some action here. And they're just going to start tearing through these units immediately. Yeah, they just start falling so quickly once the general gets there. Alright, there we go. The general has ordered the retreat of everyone else so that he personally can take care of these archers. And anyone hiding behind them, which is no one.
Men have taken control of the fort.
We have taken control of the fort. Let me see, where is... Can we find the general here? You can see his bodyguards just taking out these archers left and right. Why is he still in the front? I told you to run. Oh, it's because, like, tons more units are pouring in from over here. That would be why. Well, I mean, in that case, they can just go over there and attack these guys instead. And not take a piece of the general's pie. They're almost dead already, though. They won't last much longer. Yep, that's all she wrote for the Imperials. This final unit routed, it looks like. And that's going to be the end. We will just end the battle right there. I don't see why not. It's a clear victory. Lost a lot of men, but that's okay. We just would have needed to disband all those people anyways, so it's fine. And it looks like Captain Protoss did not construct enough pylons, and he paid the price. It's nice to see everyone getting in the action here. Did anyone not get any kills? I don't know. Well, yeah, bunch of these guys didn't inflict any casualties. The Ashpawn Heavy Swordsmen, they didn't get in there. Nor did the Ash Zombies, but everyone else contributed. And these are insane amounts of casualties healed. How many did I take? Okay, sustained. Dreamers. These Dreamers sustained 185 casualties and then proceeded to heal 161 of them. So these Dreamers sustained 200 casualties and proceeded to heal 194 of them, so they only took 6 casualties in the end? Am I, like, reading this right? Is that how this works? That's kind of ridiculous. Well, either way, that's the last of the Imperials. Last of the Imperials off Vvardenfell, out of Morrowind, except for Northern Morrowind, PSPS, and that's it. And now Gareth, I wonder, is he going to be the general who leads the invasion of Solstheim? He very well might be. Maybe instead of disbanding any of these forces, I actually just go ahead and take them all with me into the boat. And they will be my initial foray into Solstheim. I can just take them right along. I think that's going to be where I call it for now. It was a little bit of a shorter episode than usual, but if I go any further, I'm going to have to open a can of worms because we've got some major things ahead of us. First, up in the north, we've got... Who is this general? I keep forgetting his name, even though I keep using him. Garrus. General Garrus is about to lead an army up and start trying to take Solstheim, just to at least try and scout it out and see whether, you know, test the defenses a little bit. And he's also got a whole bunch of agents, which he's going to deposit along this coast of Blacklight and up in Solstheim to start converting the populace and feeding them the dreams of Dagoth. In the south, Admiral Mulus is returning home to his lands of, I don't know, wherever he chills out, Vivek or Ebonheart Castle, and he has a few more agents to drop off over here as well, a few more priests to start converting whatever territory this is. And then a little bit to the east of them, south of Davin's Watch, Dagoth Milan. He has his army. He's ready to start his conquest of the Hlalu. He's going to go down here. If these guys don't run, they better run quick. He's going to chase them off. He's going to move over here. He's going to take Narcissus. He might hang out in Narcissus for a little while. Not sure yet. Depends on how quickly these priests can start converting these places to the cult of Dagoth. But either way, taking Narcissus is going to be a great step because that is the perfect location for a fortress controlling these lands, as opposed to just this tiny fort, whereas, as we could see earlier, the Dres were just bypassing us. Now, that said, we are kind of expanding the front because this was our defensive area before. Now, we're going to have a defensive area here, and we're going to need another defense... Oh, I can't use the mouse, damn. We're going to have a defensive area here once we take Narcissus, and then we're going to need another defensive area somewhere around here. We might actually just rely on the defenses of Davin's Watch to do that. And then, of course, down here in the south, our diplomat, Mendras, Dagoth Mendras, has finally reached Argonian territory just over the border, and he may make contact at any point now. We don't know how that's going to go. We don't know whether the Argonians are going to take a liking to us. I mean, we are the enemy of the Dres, who they have been at war with for a while now, presumably. So they should be open to talking with us. Maybe they'll be, you know, a little bit against Dark Elves in general after their bad experiences. We'll see how it goes. We're going to use them as much as we can use them. And if we can't use them, we're going to kill them. Now, that said, the Black Marsh is no joke, and it's not going to be easy to conquer. Well, all of that's going to be in the next episode. So, I'll see you then.